Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I am Starco Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video, guys. If you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code Starco to get a free starter pack. To do so, it is pretty simple. You go in the settings, use promo code, and you enter the code Starco, S-T-A-R-K-O. You press OK and you will receive a free starter pack, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the goodies. So guys, today we are going back into the Goblin raid. Obviously, guys, release of a new game mode like the Goblin raids means we're going to be spending multiple hours in, well, countless hours actually, in testing a lot of different teams. And if you guys have team you want me to test on the Goblin raid, let me know in the comment section or let me know on my Discord server. So the team we're going to be testing out today, guys, is going to be pretty simple. It's going to be the Panda team. The team we're going to be using is the following team. We're going to be using Kinley lead with Lazy, Rin, Fao, and Shaolin. So we're going to start by showcasing the gameplay on each one of them. Obviously, we're on a test server. We're going to go against tier 5 Goblin raid. We're going to go, you know, with as the best stats we can actually get without spending 6 hours per character is finding the proper runes on the test server, obviously. So the setup we do have on Lazy is going to be 4 speed, 2 critical chance with critical chance artifact. The stats we're going to be running with here, you can see max critical chance and then a speed as high as possible, which we have 280 speed on Lazy. The second character is going to be Rin obviously going to go max critical damage as much as possible, so a critical damage artifact, and then 2 critical chance and 4 critical damage runes. The stats we have here, you can see 84.36% critical chance, not 100%, but that's what we went with, and 237% critical damage. And speed wise, she is still at 247 speed, which is actually pretty solid. Kinley next is going to be about tenacity. We want him to be able to not get debuff as much as possible, to be as tinky as possible. So we go with tenacity setups. You can see the artifact is damage percentage, tenacity percentage. We're running with 6 tenacity runes. That's going to be important on this dude. Is going to be HP 61k, shield 92k, speed kind of important to get this down on as early as possible, 186 speed, and then the tenacity 183.8%, which should actually be very nice with him. The 4 characters in this team is going to be Foul. Foul is going to be similar build to Rin because we want her to do as much damage as possible, and also you know, bring her debuff from that. You can see here, gain the dodge increase, and she did apply it to 4 allies, which is pretty great. Increase the survivability a lot, and obviously artifact is going to be the exact same artifact as we use on Rin DNC. If we take a look at the stats we have here, you can see pretty similar stats: 84.6% critical chance, 233.79% critical damage, and then 221 speed. The speed is a little bit lower than Rin, but Rin does more damage. She was more important. And then the last characters we have in this team is going to be Shaolin, because we want him to increase the turn meter, obviously, so he can attack more often, but also he brings some healing, which is very useful from I think it's the passive, no, the third skill, no, I know there's a skill numbering. There we go. The second skill, see, all allies recover 45% of the turn meter and gain regeneration for 2 turns. Shaolin gain 1 more stack of regeneration, critical chance increase, and self-control. So you can see a little bit of healing from him is going to be very useful. The build we want to have on this dude is pretty simple, as fast as freaking possible, and obviously we're going to give him shield percentage, damage percentage as the best artifact for him, obviously. So it's really about him as fast as possible. Obviously, if we can get critical chance high enough, critical damage high enough, it helps a little bit, although it's not very high here. And the damage, still 5,000 physical damage. But what's very important on him is the speed, 260 speed. We want him to go as often as possible and to use that second skills as often as possible. So this is basically the build of my 5 Panda going to be using in this video, guys. What we're gonna do is pretty simple. Yes, guys, I'm in a test server. They bug us with with advertising, but what we're gonna do is pretty simple, guys. We're gonna go into the Goblin raid, and we are going to test phase 1, 2, and 3, since we cannot have access to phase 4 without beating the first 3 phase. And I'm not gonna spend 5 hours to beat the 3 first phase without using a specific team, just so we can use that specific team into phase 4. I do need to ask them to unlock phase 4 for us, so we can actually go in there without beating phase 1, 2, and 3. That'll be great. But for now, we're gonna jump in here. We're gonna start with phase 1 with this Panda team, guys, and we're gonna see what kind of result we can get. And this is on tier 5 Goblin raid. If you go in tier 3, tier 2, tier 1, tier 4, obviously you're gonna have higher damage than I'm doing here, and you're gonna have much better survivability too. But we want to test that on the maximum level to see what these teams can actually do, especially on autoplay. I want to showcase it on autoplay because most people will play raids on autoplay, so it's what they want to have, so they want to see. So we're just gonna hit that auto button, guys, and want to see what kind of damage we can actually do here. That's going to be very, very interesting. A lot of AoE in this team, which is actually quite useful to clear those ads as soon as freaking possible. You can see already 3% of the boss. This is going a lot faster than I expected. I expected this to be a little bit slower, at least on a tier 5 or Goblin raid. This is definitely not the easiest difficulty. Already down to 10% kill, and I don't think we haven't seen much yet. I think we might be able to reach a 20% here. Maybe a little bit more. That will depend on how fast we can actually kill those ads on the second wave of ads. Obviously, we got a stun on the tank, which is not the guy we want to get the stun on. We want to kill the guy on the right as soon as possible. There we go. No damage from him, but Foul is about dead, so I have no idea how this is gonna go. Okay, so we got some healing here, which is great. Okay, people are getting back in health, so nobody is dead yet, which is great. 20% down. This is going very, very well. Now the ads are back, so it's probably going to be the last round where we get killed. You can see Fao is dead. We still have some damage coming, though. Let's not worry too much about that, but we shall start dying pretty soon. You see, the damage is starting to be a lot higher. We have 14 stack of enrage on the boss, so that was coming. So we did 21% damage, which was about 1 million. Yesterday, when I did test it on before recording, I did about 1.2 million. So that's over 1 million with this thing, which is actually pretty solid. If we look at the damage done, obviously Rin is going to be most of the damage, and then we are going to have Shaolin doing more damage than Fao. That is so weird. And then we have Lazy. I'm a little bit disappointed with Lazy, but Lazy we build her for speed and you know, well, pretty much just speed. So if we build her for damage, we probably do a little bit more damage, which will be something that we could be testing in the future, obviously. So and the ads did not get to do much damage. See, 32,000 damage from both of those ads, which was really, really great. So now we're going to restart this Goblin raid so we can actually use this team again, and we're going to go into phase number 2. So control here, cancel raid. Let's launch this raid once again. Let's go into phase number 2. My opinion is that phase number 1 is going to be the strongest phase for this team because the mechanics from the other phase is a little bit more complex than this first phase. But we'll see. Maybe we're going to get surprised and this team is going to decide to make me lie. And that could be a possibility here. And again, guys, if you have team you want me to try, you know, to test out to see if we can actually find a new meta team for Goblin raids, let me know in the comment section, guys. I mean, if you haven't tried a team, let me know in the comment section which team you want me to test out, and we will test it out, guys. Every single team, as long as it's not a shitty team, obviously, that you guys are trying to troll me or something like that. Because I can see that happening. But any valuable team will be tested on this channel, guys. For Goblin raid, we have a shit ton of videos coming for Goblin raid. Obviously, we're going to be covering other content too along the way, but we have that. So down about 5%. This is definitely a lot slower than the previous run. So maybe we're going to be reaching 500,000 on this one. We're getting afflicted by a lot of debuff here, which is definitely not helping us. And Rin is dead, so I don't even think we're going to get a good run here. I think that's going to be a terrible run, especially with Rin dead and Fao about to be smashed to the ground in the next second. There we go. Fao is done. So I don't think this phase is going to work very, very well for this team. Without Rin, we lose like about 50% of DPS. So we don't get a crazy damage. Looks like that's going to be like 400k damage here. Technically, we could semi-target the boss here and actually get a little bit more damage. But the survivability of Kinley is actually impressive here. I definitely like it. I freaking like it. He's healing like a master tank, man. Dodging, that is great. He survived quite a long time by himself. But let's take a quick look at the damage we did here. So that was 300k. That was very, very, very bad. So here I want to do a test, guys, for phase number 2. Since there is no defender out there, we're gonna try to semi-target the boss to see if we can actually get a little bit better result than we just did. Because honestly, that's not what I wanted to do. Honestly, getting only 300k here feels sad. Like very, very, very sad. Like really goddamn sad. So we're gonna try to get a little bit better result here by semi-targeting the boss. Anyway, the ads will die with AoE if they are supposed to die, so I'm not too worried about that. Come on, can we skip here? Here we go. So we target the dude here. Let's see if we're gonna do a little bit more damage. I mean, the first wave of ads is gonna die very fast no matter what. So I'm not really worried about that. There we go. We get hit the bomb. That bomb hurts a lot too. So we are down to 3% damage done already. And when the second set of ads show up, we're going to be killing the boss instead of the ads. So it actually might give us a huge advantage here since, again, there is no defender on this wave, which is pretty nice. It already feels, yeah, we already done more damage than we did on the previous run. So this is a much better run here, obviously. They do turn meter reduction too, which is might be a reason why we struggling a little bit on this one. I saw my Rin taking a little bit extra damage here, but yes, that's gonna be about closer to 500k here. My tank can actually die fast here, but we actually did more damage. So semi-targeting the boss on this phase was a little bit better. We did 400k, which is still not optimal, but that was better than 300k, obviously. And then we're gonna jump into phase number 3. Phase number 3 expected to be better than phase number 2, worse than phase number 1. I think phase number 1 is the easiest phase of all of them, and then phase number 2 probably harder than last phase event, because the last phase, yes, there's a bunch of ads, but they die pretty easily and you can CC them pretty easily, so I'm not really worried about them. The boss that require a lot more damage to be taken, but overall damage wise, I think we can do more damage against phase 4 than phase 2 in my opinion. So let's jump in there again and let's test out the result we're going to be getting on phase 3 and you know, conclude with which phase is the best. Here we're just gonna hit the auto button because we're gonna get a taunt every time that Atom is out. So there's no point in trying to target anything here. You can see start with the taunt. That'll be nice if our Atom starts with a taunt. Maybe it does with ability 7 or 8. I don't know. I haven't paid attention to the dude in a very, very long time. So let's see what kind of damage we're going to get. We're going to semi-target the boss still just in case that we don't get a taunt. Hads out there and we can actually kill the dude. But you can already see the damage is going much, much, much easier here. Already down to 5%, and they only have one. They don't actually have a single DPS as ads. It's all tank and healers. So yes, there's the shock, but other than that, it gives us a better opportunity to do damage. That's the thing with phase number 2 is that both the ads are DPS and they can actually hurt you a lot, which does affect things a lot when you try to, you know, survive a little bit. You already did better here. Foul did die though, but we are closing on 500k already. Maybe we can reach 700-800k here since Rin is still alive. 13%. This is pretty solid so far. We got the talent again, but we do have some AoE, so the AoE is gonna negate that a little bit. You can see here 11 unreached timer so far, which is okay. It is okay. I'm actually pretty happy with the result here. 86%, so 15%. So yeah, that should be about 700k damage here in my opinion, or maybe 600k, closer, something close to that. And we're about dead here. We are dead. So let's see the damage here. I mean, on autoplay, it's actually pretty solid damage. 795k damage. That's actually pretty solid. You have, you know, like 7 people in your guild that use this team, and it's pretty much done for those phase. And then you can have all the rest of the teams for phase 2 and phase 4. So that's actually pretty solid. So that's Panda team, guys. Best fight for them, obviously. Phase 1. Second base phase for them is phase 2, and then phase 3 and phase 4. Obviously, or phase 4 and phase 3, I'm not sure, totally sure. But if you were to pick one phase to fight with this team, I will probably go with phase 1 because it seems like to be the phase where they shine the most. I will not use this team for phase 2 because they are struggling a little bit on phase 2, and if phase 1 is done, I could actually technically see people using that team for phase 3 without any problem. So guys, that was pretty much today's video, testing the Panda team against tier 5 Goblin raid. Again, guys, if you have teams you want me to test against the Goblin raid on tier 5, let me know in the comment section or on my Discord server. So guys, thank you for watching, thank you for being part of my amazing community. You all keep enjoying playing Dragon Champion, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Thank you.